my goodness. Now this is Scotland to me. I just feel like I'm in the wild.
This is the Miller's Linn, it's called, and this is where we come and have picnics. But Queen Victoria also was known to come here, and you can have a picnic and you can look out and have a view. You can go fishing.
Right, so we know that Queen Victoria came here.
We know, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. All right, so if I look at kind of the family line, we've got Queen Victoria's daughter, Princess Louise, marries the 9th Duke of Argyll.
Yes, he's the Marquis of Lorne.
Children, did they have children?
No children. So nobody, I mean, there's lots of speculation, but she had a really bad sledging accident. And they wonder if then maybe, that's why she never had children. But anyway, they never had children. And so it then went sideways. So it went to Duke Neil.
Yeah.
And Duke Neil's father was Archie, and Archie was the 9th Duke's brother.
Okay.
So it then went sideways by just a little bit sideways to them, to the 9th Duke, and then they didn't have children, so it went a little bit sideways to Duke Neil.
Yes.
And he didn't have children either, so then it went a little bit sideways again to Ian.
Yes.
Who was Big Ian, Tocqueville's grandfather.
Yes, correct me if I'm wrong, is all of a sudden they don't have children, so you need to find a male heir.
And in this family, it's a male.
And when tourists come here, are they also, of course they're interested in the castle itself and the history around it, but are they also interested in that connection with the royal family?
Yes, absolutely.
Must be one of the big draws.
Yeah, and they're, I think, almost disappointed that we're not royal. We're so close, but just not.
Wow.
But I think the royal family is a fascination, isn't it?
It is a fascination, and it's...
And even if you're not pro-monarchy, isn't it? The fact that, we've got this history in Britain, isn't it? We're very lucky. It goes back as far as anyone can remember.
How fantastic. I mean, it's just wonderful to be here knowing that Queen Victoria was here, and Princess Louise, and enjoyed this
and now it's my lot, all scrabbling around having a picnic.
Exactly. What a wonderful, spectacular slice of Scotland.
As we headed back to the castle, I couldn't wait to hear more about Queen Victoria and Princess Louise's time at Inverara.
When I married into the British aristocracy, it was the start of a wonderfully exciting journey. But it was also a little daunting. I became a Viscountess, and for an American girl from a small town outside Chicago, that was quite a shock.
I live with my husband Luke, heir to the Earl of Sandwich, and our family at Mapperton House in Dorset.
Living in a place like this is a joy, but also a challenge. And every day we're aware that we're preserving a very special part of Britain's heritage. Mapperton has opened up an extraordinary new world for me, and I can't wait to share it with you all.
So if you love castles and manors and stately homes as much as I do, please join this American Viscountess as I journey into the British countryside in search of some of Britain's finest historic houses. Queen Victoria stayed at Inverara Castle in 1875. Her daughter, Princess Louise, had married the future 9th Duke of Argyll in 1871. And to mark the visit, a new entrance to the castle was constructed.
Now, when I first arrived here, I thought, what is this wonderful structure?
It's called Paddington Station. So Matthew Digby worked with Isambard, Kingdom Brunel on Paddington Station, which is why we are called Paddington Station. Queen Victoria could arrive in her carriage, step out and not get wet. And now it's the perfect entrance for tourists and visitors because, again, you're not going to get wet.
And that is incredible. All right, should we walk through?
Yes.
All right.
Come in.
Great, 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 great. Fantastic. Yeah, look I'm dry.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Princess Louise was the 6th child of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. It wasn't long after her marriage in 1871 that her husband, the future 9th Duke of Argyll, was made Governor General of Canada. Lake Louise and the province of Alberta were named after Louise. Throughout her life, the princess contributed to the women's rights movement and was passionate about the arts. Since a girl, she was a gifted artist, which is still in evidence at Inverara today.
And this is Princess Louise's private apartment.
Wow, I know, and it's private as
It's
well.
private.
Isn't
It's
it?
private. So this is not part of the general tour for the visitor.
Private.
Yeah.
So this is where
This is where Princess Louise had her private apartment. So Princess Louise painted these.
No. So she... Wow.
Yeah, and she was an amazing artist. This is all around Argyll.
Wow. I mean, she was very talented.
She was amazing. And nice just to have on your, as you come into your bedroom.
Incredible. Incredible. All right, so I'm walking into one of the private apartments.
So this was, again, part of Princess Louise's apartment, but this is now called the Brown Library.
Okay.
But this was all done for Princess Louise. So if you look up at the balcony, you can see we've got coronets. We've got Duke's coronet.
Yep.
So a Duke has strawberry leaves on his coronet. And then the royal family have got fleur-de-lis on theirs. So you can see it's done for Princess Louise and the Marquis of Lawn.
Oh my goodness.
And then you've got the galleys of Lawn, which are on our coat of arms. And you've got the Jarrony of 8, pretty much all Campbells have that. And then you've got cross days because we're Dukes of Argyll in England and Scotland, Britain and Scotland, basically. So this now is where Torquil will sit and do some work. If you're the clan chief, well, you get 3 eagle feathers in your bonnet.
I wonder if, these apartments, because they're quite cozy, you're in this big castle and it's wide open, it's got a 21-meter, armory hall, and you kind of want to retreat to somewhere quite cozy. And I wonder if
I think you'd put the fire on, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
You'd have a coal fire in those days.
It's cozy in
it'd
here.
Be cozy, it'd be nice.
Okay, so this is one of our apartments and the other one.
And then come to the next door one. And this is the Green Library. So again, still part of Princess Louise's apartments.
Beautiful.
Isn't it?
Beautiful, absolutely. Can I walk on this?
You can walk on anything you like.
Okay,
and then to remind you where you are, you see everywhere you go, you've got double A's, you've got coronets, you've got galleys of lawn. Even the fireplace has got double A's on it. Just to remind you, everywhere you go, to remind you you're in an Argyll house.
The wallpaper here, it's silk. Wallpaper, is
yes,
that what it is?
it's ancient.
It's
Touch it.
ancient.
I mean, you're very welcome to it. It's silk and velvet. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Wow. So what do we think that this room, when Princess Louise was here...
Well, it could have been her bedroom.
But that's what I was thinking. Because it's sort of decorated in that taste that you could see that this would be a lovely bedroom. And the views that she would have had. I mean, it's a perfect spot.
So it's looking over the formal gardens. It's amazing, isn't it?
Wonderful. And so this has just caught my eye.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's the most beautiful invitation you've ever seen.
Ever.
Isn't it?
It's so beautiful. So Torquil went.
Torquil went to the coronation of the king.
No.
I know. Lucky him.
Lucky him. Wow. And was it just magical?
I had a barbecue for a whole lot of teenagers, and he went to that, and he came back. I mean, of course, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? The pageantry, the magnificence, the fact the monarch had moved on with the times, but actually it was still traditional.
Right.
It was phenomenal.
It's incredible. And this invitation shows that the monarch has sort of evolved with the times, because look at it.
And the flowers,
what
and
he's passionate about, the environment.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But also in the service were all the different faiths. I mean, they'd made a real effort, hadn't they? Actually, it was,
gosh,
it was for the world, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, thank you.
Not at all.
Fantastic.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say a huge thank you for being here, where history, heritage, and a dash of glamour come together. But today we're taking a bit of a step, pun is intended, into something new and exciting. So let me ask you all this. How often do you find shoes that are not only stylish enough for, let's say, a historic house tour, but also comfortable enough for a full day of exploring the grounds? It's like finding a unicorn, right? Well, I may have found that unicorn in the form of Vivaya shoes, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So let's talk about Vivaya, an eco-friendly brand that is literally changing the shoe game. They're all about creating high quality, comfortable, and fashionable footwear that's also sustainable. Each pair is crafted from, you won't believe this, recycled plastic bottles. Yes, these shoes are saving the planet while keeping your feet happy. All right, so let's dive in, you guys. First up is the Everly. And let me tell you, these are so lightweight, feel like I'm holding a feather. And honestly, the insole is incredible. It's got double arch support. So shall we give these a go? I think so. These are like walking on clouds. I kid you not. Plus, you guys, they are water repellent. Music to my ears. Perfect for those unpredictable British rain showers. Next up, you guys, we have the Eduarda. Now these come with these really cool stretchy, slouchy socks that are like, oh, so elastic. And look at this, they're also water repellent too, warm, cozy, and practical. Now we're gonna style these two ways. First up, casual, countryside, chic. I can roll these down. I love them. And then of course, if you want something a little bit more elegant for tea in the drawing room, you just pull them up. I am drawing room ready. Oh my goodness, the Margot Mary Jane, I'm obsessed. It's such a classic, and look at this adorable strap and button detail. And you guys, the insole, it's like support for days and days. The flexibility is like a ballerina, but in a shoe form. And look at this flexibility. It's like a ballerina, but in shoe form. And last, but certainly not least, the Margot Walker. You guys, these are ultra lightweight and ridiculously soft. And look at the stretch. It's like perfect for when you need a bit of extra comfort. And I styled it with a smart tailored look. I quite like it. I think it's perfect. You guys, these shoes have honestly impressed me, like style, comfort, and sustainability. Huge tick, 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 tick right there, all in one. So what you guys need to do is use my code 12Julie to save 15% on one pair, 20% on two, 25% on three pairs, and 30% on 4 pairs. I've put the links in the description down below of the shoes that I have, but they have so many more on their website. So you can shop your perfect pair and step into comfort and style with Vivaya. And as always, I would love to hear from you guys. Do let me know which pair is your favorite. Just comment down below.
The coronation service may have been modernized, but is still rooted in tradition, and it's fascinating to look back.
Coronation that just happened in 2023. Which robe was worn?
Well, actually none of them were worn. So Torquil gets to go, lucky him, to the coronation, but actually it was just morning dress.
That's right.
So the coronation robes, to be honest, these have been in the showcase now for a while, so I imagine they're probably not in the finest nick-up clothes, are they?
Yes.
But this is the coronation robe worn by Princess Louise for Edward the Seventh.
Wow.
And she must have been, I mean, her waist must have been absolutely tiny.
Oh, but then it says it was worn by Princess Marina of Kent at the coronation of Queen Elizabeth in 1953.
Lucky she fitted into it, wasn't it?
That's
but it's
exactly
absolutely
right.
it's all hand embroidered. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, it's so beautiful, unbelievable.
And her coronet,
look at that, yes.
You can see is different from a man's coronet. So she has a little coronet, and again, it's got the fleur de lis on that we talked about in the Brown Library, and then would have been on the top of your head.
Yes, exactly. Well, that looks like in fantastic condition.
And then here we have my wedding dress.
Oh my gosh!
Which was last one in 2002,
beautiful.
so a little more recently. So it was a coat dress for the church service bit.
Yes.
And then the party in the evening, it's a party dress underneath.
It's beautiful.
And then my brother punted us down the River Thames as our going away. So we got into the River Thames, and actually I had little white trainers underneath the dress by then, because I thought otherwise I'm going to tip straight the other side of the punt and into the water.
The Thames, no.
And no one would know, because it was exquisite.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and it's lovely that people can see as well.
It's amazing.
It's amazing,
So
amazing.
And here are coronation robes.
Gotcha.
that my husband did not wear. But again,
Right.
you can see, so Duke's coronet's got strawberry leaves around the top. So Torquil's the master of the royal household in Scotland, so that baton in there, that's what Torquil carries when he's being master of the royal household in Scotland.
Okay.
So for the General Assembly, he carries that at the beginning of the procession. Wow. And there is a picture of the 9th Duke of Argyll carrying his master of the royal household. So in the olden days, you would have worn your coronation robes and you would have carried your master of the royal household baton.
Fantastic to see this.
The connections with the royal family and the Argyll service to the crown is all around the castle and throughout history.
I always love looking at who is who. And
And here we
here's
have Queen Charlotte, as in Queen Charlotte, who's married to George III.
Yes. As in Queen Charlotte from Bridgerton.
Exactly, exactly. And the Duchess of Argyll was her mistress of the robes, so she was like the most important lady in waiting. So she would have looked at, it was a great honour to be the mistress of the robes.
It's a fantastic picture of her.
It's amazing, isn't it? So it's a after Zophany. So Zophany, you can see the real one actually, I think, in the Royal Collection.
Okay.
I mean, like the original one, and then this was a copy for your. And then here you can see there's like a little bracelet which has got King George on.
It's got King George on it.
Yeah. And this is the Victoria Room. So this is all things Queen Victoria and Princess Louise.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. It's beautiful. Really? Okay, where do we start?
So there is the desk that Queen Victoria gave her daughter as a wedding present.
It's beautiful.
And this is Princess Louise, yes. So remember, she only ever had her portrait painted with one ear showing, so apparently she'd damaged one in the sledging accident when they lived in Canada.
It's a she is a real beauty. I mean, I think she's very pretty.
And then we have here their wedding day.
This
It's exquisite,
is
isn't it?
exquisite.
And Disraeli was the Prime Minister, so apparently that's him looking back
It's
at
him
us.
looking back. Look at you. I mean, you just want to stare at this all day.
And little sweet people in kilts.
Yeah.
And then here we have a piece of the wedding cake from
What?
Princess Louise's wedding.
Really? What, did they box them up? So do you think there's really cake in there?
I presume so. I don't think it's going to be edible, but I mean, I'm not going to
Oh
try.
my gosh. It's pretty cool. Okay. Wow.
And then here we've got the state procession
No.
from the Queen's coronation. So this, I think, would have been hung on a lamppost, as far as I can work out. And then you would know, so you're standing in the crowd cheering and waving, and then you can work out who's in which one. So you've got the 12th carriage has got the Duke of Argyll in it. First carriage has got all sorts of exciting people in it, and then you've got the royal family, and you've got international royal family. You've got carriages with you know, kings of Hanover, kings of Prussia, Queen of Spain.
This is so cool.
Keen to see more of the precious items preserved from Princess Louise's wedding, I visited the archives.
So the first thing we have is her fan, which was what she carried on her wedding day. And it's a very, very beautiful fan.
Oh my goodness. Look at it. It's sort of mother of pearl. Is that right?
I think so. I mean, I'm not an expert on
Yeah.
these things, but you know, it is very, very beautiful, quite fragile now, obviously.
Yeah. Of
but,
course.
But I love all the designs on there as well. You know, it's not just on the fan
No.
itself. it's
And you
all
can
around the
see
edges.
there's all the fabric that's on there as well. That's sort of outlining the fan itself. That is so she had that on her wedding
Yeah,
day.
she carried that
She
with her.
carried that.
Yeah.
And then
And this is the programme. So they had an evening entertainment at Windsor Castle. Absolutely. For Tuesday evening on the 21st of March, 1871. So they had various people, you know, must have had an orchestra playing the overture, and they had people singing.
they had the wedding march there. Look at
Yeah.
that. They had a solo. It's beautiful though. I mean, it's
Isn't
a
it? Yeah.
beautiful invitation.
So 1871, 21st of March. This is the day of their wedding, and this is their scrapbook. So we all have
look at
this
it.
on our scrapbook,
Yes,
don't
we
we?
do.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful
It
fabrics.
is really lovely. So this is just full of engravings. So they don't so much have photographs, they have engravings. And I guess some of these would have been published in the newspaper.
Right. And is that supposed to represent like her bouquet?
I'm not quite sure what all the little cherubs are
right,
about.
yes. And there she is.
Here she is, getting ready for the big day, yes.
Wow.
And
there she is again. Yeah. And again, had she had her sledging accident at this point?
No, that was later.
Okay, that was later.
Yeah. And this is her husband-to-be.
Wow. It's fantastic.
Like the sideburns.
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely, lots of hair.
Definitely. And these were the bridesmaids.
And those are the bridesmaids.
Don't ask me to name them because
I
can't remember.
Wow. Absolutely stunning. And all the flowers in their hair and their bouquets. Lovely. Seems to be wearing all the same necklaces, earrings.
And then later on in the book, they've so they don't just have a list of gifts that were given to them, they've sort of recorded them. So
by having engravings done?
Yeah, by having engravings done of things. So yeah. So we obviously have a very special book and a casket. I'm not quite sure what that one is.
Yeah, these little miniature caskets were quite popular during the Victorian period, weren't they?
They were, yes. And then obviously jewellery.
And this is, I just spotted, I think that's similar to the necklace that the bridesmaids were actually wearing, interestingly enough.
So this one, it says, from the people of Tiree, 1870. So presumably the estate workers would have clubbed together to, to purchase things.
L for Louise, there we go. Oh, wonderful. So she was clearly given some absolutely astonishing gifts. I mean, look there's a tiara there, just diamonds, some type of jewels. We're not sure if those are rubies or emeralds or sapphires, or diamonds.
So downside of the engraving, really, it's not coloured.
Yeah.
So.
Incredible.
And this, I presume, is part of lace that was involved in the wedding in some way.
Incredible. Absolutely exquisite.
I find actually just the way that they do the engravings is just fascinating. So all the work that goes into creating a drawing like that.
Look it.
So this must be the sort of I don't know if this was the evening event, but you've got the
yes. Look at this. It's fantastic.
Decorative table and the objects on it.
You can see some of the bridesmaids.
And
there's Windsor.
There's Windsor Castle. Yeah.
How wonderful.
So,
So
presumably they had a party, all the people would have had a party in the grounds as well to celebrate what was going on.
Yeah.
And then they went off on honeymoon, and forgive me, but I can't remember the name of the house they went to. But this is the house where they stayed for their honeymoon afterwards, so they went off to there in the evening.
Right.
But they had these triumphal arches. So do you remember when Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee was? There were arches built all over the country.
Yes.
And they obviously, it was obviously a fashion thing that they did, so they did it for the wedding as well. This is the matrimonial contract.
Oh wow!
Agreed.
And look there's her signature, Louise. There's Argyle's signature.
Yeah. And you have to sign on every page naturally.
Okay.
So we've also, but it's not just them. So you've got Louise and the Duke of Argyll, and Lorne, and of course
Queen Victoria
as well. You had to sign.
So you had, how incredible! So that's her husband, Lorne, because he's the Marquis of Lorne then. That's her father-in-law, who would have been the 8th Duke of Argyll. And then, of course, that's her mother, Queen Victoria.
Absolutely.
This is fantastic to have this.
And if we go to the end, we have their little seals as well.
Oh. So is this just a contract that's sort of how things get divided out? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to organise things really carefully in a marriage. I mean, everybody had to, but for, a member of the royal family to get married, it's all got to be specified. You've got to know what's going to happen, particularly when you're marrying someone who lives in a foreign country almost, You've got to specify what's going to happen and what the church is going to be and what the children will do and all this sort of thing. So,
and then you've got the seals here.
Yeah, these little...
Interesting. And where's
seals.
Signed, sealed, and delivered Her Majesty Queen Victoria. And then you have people in the presence of, so you've got Windsor, you've got a Windsor Castle page there.
Yep, so these are all the witnesses to the signature to prove that it's really her.
That it's really her. This is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, really brilliant that you have this. Mm-hmm. And then what is this then?
This is the Articles of Agreement.
Okay.
So again, it's another sort of part of a contract.
Oh.
So all the details of, you know, the settlements, so how much money Louise is going to get and how much money the Marquis is bringing into the marriage.
Right.
So all of this stuff had to be really carefully worked out, and it all had to be recorded.
Right.
And just to make sure. So it's rather beautifully.
It is beautifully here. It is Her Majesty the Queen.
Yep. And this is vellum. This is not paper. So this is.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yeah, it's still the days when.
Yep.
I think.
And look at how well it's been preserved.
Well, exactly.
You know, it's just beautiful. All diamonds. Looks like pearls mm-hmm. and other jewelry, and other personal ornaments, prints, drawings, pictures,
and other like effects.
Yeah. And it says it's like sale of the marriage shall belong to Princess Louise. So
it's her stuff.
It's her stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just dictating the.
I love that though. You've got all the diamonds, the pearls, all the other jewels, the jewelry. It's incredible.
During her visit to Inverara in 1875, Queen Victoria explored the beautiful and wild Argyll landscape, sketching the lovely scenery. She wasn't the first royal to tread these hills. Mary, Queen of Scots, stalked here in the 16th century. I met up with Tom Kersop, head deer stalker on the estate, to retrace those royal steps up on Glen Shira.
Good to go.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's go find some deer, Tom. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Do you get to do this every single day? Almost?
In season.
Majority?
In season I do.
Right.
Now you can understand why I've got such a nice job when you see the likes of this, can't you?
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Magnificent, isn't it?
Just rugged and wild, and the topography is sensational. So it's correct that Queen Victoria roamed these beautiful hills while she was visiting her daughter, Princess Louise, who then became the 9th Duchess of Argyll. Is that correct?
That's right. So she came out here stalking.
What?
She came out stalking.
No.
Yeah.
Queen Victoria came out stalking here.
Well, so I believe, aye.
Oh my goodness.
So do you think she roamed about these hills, the same hills that we roaming about?
I know, that's I think what's so special and wonderful as we're driving through this fantastic landscape. I just think to myself, Queen Victoria, her daughter Princess Louise, they were here together roaming the hills and just absolutely loving the landscape. And you can see then, you know, why the royal family loves Scotland so much. And it really started with Queen Victoria because of her love of Scotland.
That's right, yeah. You've got all these Gaelic names up here. So you just think about Queen Victoria going up Ben Sheehan.
Ben Sheehan.
Hill of the Fairies.
Hill of the Fairies.
Hill of the Fairies. That's the Gaelic translation for Ben Sheehan.
Oh my, is that where we're heading to?
Yeah, so we'll
the Hill of the Fairies.
Yeah.
Ben Sheehan.
Ben Sheehan.
Ben Sheehan.
Sheehan, that's it.
Did I say it the right way? Ben Sheehan. Give me a hard one.
Ben Sheehan.
Ben Sheehan. But what about the other? Give me a hard hill here.
Oh, well, behind it you've got Stuchacruin.
Stuchacruin?
Stuchacruin.
Stuchacruin?
Yep. Then you.
Was that good? Was that a good Scottish accent?
Stuchacruin. That's a good one. That's good. Very good. Look at that.
I mean, it's incredible. It's sensational.
That's
just astonishing.
Yeah.
Absolutely extraordinary landscape.
So you can understand why the royals wanted to come back.
Of course. I mean, just to think that Queen Victoria was literally here.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite remarkable. Oh, so your job, you just love it.
Absolutely.
You're outdoors every day, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a good job. It keeps you healthy, it keeps you fit.
Yeah.
I take my dogs with me. The dogs they're a very important part of my job because it can be a very lonely job, this. So when you're out with the dogs are a great companion.
Yes, of course.
So I'm just going to have a wee look up here so we see some stags up here. So that's Stuchacruin away up there.
Stuchacruin?
Stuchacruin, right?
Yep.
And then to the left of that is Ben Buie.
All right, Tom, that's quite a piece of equipment there.
Yeah, this is, so we have a quick look with the binoculars to roughly find them, see where they are.
Right.
And then with the telescope, that's far more powerful. So we can we can identify species, sex, all that kind of thing. Wow. So have a quick span with it.
From that far away, you can find out the sex and species of the deer.
You see the antlers on the stags.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah. What do we think?
Right, so there's a couple that you can just see the back of them just now.
Okay.
I'll put, so again, you've got this little river here in the wee black triangle, just above that. So I'll put this on it for you.
Just above that, okay.
Oh, right, there it is. Right, so that's a female. Right, so if you look through that, you'll see them, and you'll see the backs of them.
Okay, okay.
And you can see the left hand when you'll see its head, it doesn't have antlers.
Oh yeah, okay, wait, hold on. Oh, wow.
You see it now?
Yeah. Yeah, I see them to the right.
Right, there's a whole load of them up there. Oh, there's a calf. Right, so there's, so if you look at the left-hand lot, there's 3 in a row.
Yep.
The middle one's got a tiny wee calf with her.
Okay, okay. Yep.
Tiny.
Got it, tiny. There's so many there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a herd of red deer hinds and calves.
Look at them, they're on the move. Look at them. They're running towards something. What are they running towards?
I don't know.
Wow. What are they running towards?
They might be hearing us.
Wait, is somebody chasing them?
No, they might be hearing us.
What?
They might be hearing us.
Oh.
Believe it or not. Let me just move this a wee touch onto that bottom ones for you.
They might be hearing us. Okay. Tom, I could spend all day here. I mean, this is this is your job, right?
Absolutely, and I could spend all day here too. It's very, very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so lovely. It's so peaceful.
All that you can hear here just now is that waterfall down here and these birds singing.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Views, there's Inverary.
It's beautiful. All right, what's our next stop?
Well, we'll carry on up and we'll get a spy further up and see what we can see. We'll maybe see some stags further up.
Okay.
This tends to be a hind kind of area, female area.
Okay.
But it's up here, it's more stags. The stags tend to get higher at this time of year to get away from the midges. So the stags are regrowing their antlers just now.
Right.
And the midges drive them to frustration.
Yeah, I understand.
So they go away up high, but I know roughly where they'll be or tend to be.
Let's go.
So we'll do that, we'll put this away and then we'll head away back up there.
Let's go see some stags.
Right, come on, we'll see some stags up here. This tends to be a staggy kind of hill.
Okay, fantastic. I've got my binoculars. I've got the telescope.
So if you, you're easier, see if you scan it with the binoculars first of all.
Okay.
Because you get a much wider field of view with them.
All right, I'm gonna scan.
And they're probably going to be quite high.
Yeah, where do you think they're gonna be?
They'll be high up to get away from flies and stuff.
One of them, wait, on one, but I don't know if it's a stag.
Oh, I see what you're seeing. Right on top of a rock?
Yeah, on top of a rock.
Yeah, that's deer.
Okay.
So let's have a wee look.
I couldn't tell. Whoa. Is it? Okay, yeah, something's moving. They're right on top.
You see the one on the left quite clearly with his antlers.
Oh yeah, you can totally see him there.
You see them?
Yeah.
There's another 4 or 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see their antlers now. Wow.
There's 4 in the skyline now.
Okay, wait, so I can see the big one with the antlers, and then it looks like there's a couple female, is that right?
No, that'll all be stags.
Wait, let me just get a look.
Oh
my gosh, it's so beautiful right now.
Yeah, look at that, that's a
Look
nice
at
picture,
that is literally like, you know,
that's the iconic,
out of Africa.
That's the iconic
Even though we're in Scotland.
Scotland scene that.
Right.
Majestic big red stags
That's right.
standing up there like that. Even though they're in velvet antlers just now. I mean, can you get nicer than that?
No. Gosh, look at them. See, you could just do this all day long and watch them.
Well,
all right,
I
fantastic. Yeah, I know. All right, should we head?
Yeah, let's go further up.
Further up, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I brought a little bit of a picnic too.
Good, because I'm starving.
Okay.
Have you get plenty, have you?
You can have some of my hummus.
Good.
Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable.
It's special, isn't it?
It's special. It's just, oh, It's like right in the centre of the glen.
Absolutely, yep. Right down there's Inverary, just past the first wee bit of water.
Yes.
That's Inverary.
And your dogs were just amazing.
Yeah.
Should we set up for the picnic?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
No wonder you wanted to bring me to this spot.
Yeah.
It's perfect. The perfect spot for a picnic. Oh my goodness.
That's all right, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Nice restaurant.
It's the best restaurant with the best views and I hope the best hummus.
Me too.
Oh, this is pure magic.
Happy?
I'm happy.
Black sweet tea?
Do you know what? I'm gonna pass.
No problem.
Hummus?
I think I'll pass.
All right, should we just enjoy the view?
Absolutely.
With your black sweet tea and my hummus.
Absolutely.
There we go. Thank you so much, Tom.
Cheers.
Cheers, Tom.
Enjoy the day.
Back at the castle, I took a stroll with Torquil and Eleanor. What an amazing visit to Inverara.
So is this really kind of the private side of the gardens? This is your side?
This is about
Right.
the only place in the whole garden that no one can see us.
Great. And you need that.
Well, you know, it's a little bit hidden, you know, with the roadies on either side, so you can get away with it.
So you can get away. And look at that spectacular view. Wow. Well, and I look out there and I just think, oh, how many, members of the royal family have crossed over that bridge. And are you still involved as a family, any part of sort of service with the royal family? The modern royal family.
When I was young, I was one of the Queen's pages for a few years, when I was sort of 11, 12,
Right.
13, 14, I think.
Wow. And how did that came to be?
She invites you. Yeah. They're all her personal choices. And then Archie, our oldest son, he was a Queen's page as well.
Right.
And which is great family tradition. And then I've got a very old hereditary title, which is Master of the Royal Household in Scotland. And that goes back to the 1400s, 1460, I think, off the top of my head.
Oh, and what is involved in that?
Well,
or was involved?
What was involved? It was basically looking after the household staff in Scotland. You were responsible for all of them. Today, it's a hereditary title, so it's not like a job. But I have a baton which lives up in one of the showcases as my baton office, and you are, technically speaking, on parade whenever the Queen or King is in Scotland. It's just carrying on all that, the wonderful traditions that we all have, and it's trying to keep them alive as well.
And I agree with you on that. I think, of course, we've all had to modernize, and we do. I've seen so much of what the two of you have done. It might have been the film set for one of the episodes of Downton Abbey, or a few of the episodes. Christmas special. Thank you very much, of Downton Abbey. But we know that it's not all Downton Abbey at all anymore. I mean, we are very much hands-on, and that's wonderful, and we have to be. We understand that in order to preserve these for future generations. But I do agree that keeping these traditions alive is history itself.
And that's why we get tourists, I think, especially from the United States, because we do have this amazing traditions, and some of them are quite eccentric, actually. When you look at them now, we've got like royal herb strewers, haven't we, and swan counters, and if you look at all the different hereditary positions across Britain there, I mean, some of them are pretty eccentric when you look at our lifestyle now today, but it makes Britain pretty special.
It does.
No, it's just like looking at Trooping of the Colour, and it's amazing. It's Britain at its best.
It's Britain's,
and that's why, as Eleanor says, a lot of people come to this country for the pageantry.
Yes.
Because we're just good at it.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, and that's why I love coming to these places and touring, different historic castles, because I love the history, the tradition, but also to meet the custodians who are putting their mark on here in so many different ways. And you both have been doing it for 23 years, and it it's what you've done.
And there's a few more years to do.
I keep saying you're so young.
It's never
23 years.
It's our job at the end of the day to keep it alive, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to pass it on.
And to pass it on, and that's where the stories will continue to be told. Because once it stops, the stories end.
Then it's very difficult to start it up.
But it's what every day if I'm standing on a balcony and I look down and I see a tourist walk in, and then they come into the Armoury Hall and they look up, and everyone goes like, wow.
Yeah.
Because it's phenomenal. It's amazing. Is it? And we get used to it and we think, oh no, that's where the leak is, or that's where the paint's falling off, whatever. And they look up, it's
they see something completely different.
How many meters? 21 meters high. It's stunning. It's totally different from anyone else, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's got all that history all over the walls.
Stunning and so much history.
And every time they look up,
and then you get it on a nice sunny day like today, and you think,
you just think, I want to move here. Actually, it doesn't rain here.
Next door, that'd be so nice.
It'd be great. We can do yoga together. Pilates. I'll teach you yoga. You teach me Pilates. Okay, it's a deal. Anyway, thank you both so much. It's been such a treat being here, and you know, I'll come back again. Hopefully, it won't be a 5-year gap.
I hope not.
You know, it was. I blame the pandemic for that.
Yeah,
so that's right. I'll come back again much sooner than that. Anyway, thank you both very much, and I'm just going to enjoy your view right here.
Yeah.
It is
special. It is special.
I'm at the top of the bell tower here in Inverara, and I can see the castle off to the distance. Spent a wonderful 3 days filming at Inverara Castle and around the estate and into the archives. And of course, the archives are something that I just absolutely love. And I came here with 2 letters that I showed the current Duke and Duchess of Argyll, and they were, one of the letters was from Alberta Montagu Sturgis, who eventually became the 9th Countess of Sandwich and my husband's great-grandmother. After her visit, Ian Campbell, the future 11th Duke, wrote to her and asked if she would consider donating to the last 2 bells. So there's a peal of 10 bells here, and they just needed 2 more to fundraise for, and she did. And so for me to be able to walk up the steps here at the top of the bell tower, see the bells, and of course they're marked 1920, knowing that Alberta help bring these bells to the bell tower here is for me really, really special and a wonderful way for me to end my time at Inverara.